Alright, what's good YouTube, it's Jay here. It's been a hot minute since I played Helldivers on my channel. I've just been busy with a lot of things that I normally upload in this channel and a couple other things from my other channel. I have two channels, I have a couple of TikTok accounts and so forth, but I wanted to talk about all the new changes with Helldivers over the last few weeks basically. In today's video, we will be taking a look at some of the most important changes that have come with the recent patches, including the recent update that added mechs to the game. So sit back, relax, and let's talk about some helldiving and some liberty and some democracy. So first and foremost, let's talk about the new mechs. Now, I haven't had the opportunity to play with them just yet, but they have officially added mechs to the game. In order to unlock the mechs, the community had to liberate a little planet called Tien Quan. Now, unfortunately, this update dropped while I was in the middle of a Final Fantasy VII Rebirth playthrough, so I have literally just not had the time to do anything, but mechs are officially in the game. There have been a lot of memes going around on what we will need mechs for, like what big enemy is coming. There are a couple of factions that have yet to be unveiled. We're more than likely going to get some new big enemies for the existing factions already. And overall, who just doesn't want mechs to play with in a video game? The XO-45 Patriot Exosuit is a heavily armored walking exosuit equipped with a rocket launcher and a heavy machine gun. It's capable of shooting down dropships and ripping through waves of enemies, and is overall just a really fun thing to use. Can't wait to play with this mech. I promise I will have some more Helldiver content coming to the channel, so you will actually be able to see these new toys in action. Next, we're going to talk about some changes to weapons, equipment, and other stratagems that put the community in an uproar, actually. I do find it funny how one of the devs decided to talk back a little bit on Reddit about how the community's complaints about the railgun were a little ridiculous, and a lot of people actually got mad at the dev for doing that. I actually think he was completely in the right. Way too much complaining went on about the whole railgun changes, but we'll talk about that in a moment. So for all the weapon nerfs and changes, let's go right into that. The first thing on this list is the SG-225 Breaker. They decreased the magazine size from 16 to 13 and increased its recoil from 30 to 55. Breaker is still as good as ever, just giving it a little less ammo and making it have a little bit more kick, I guess you could say. But it's still a great gun. Overall, nothing's really changed for it outside of that. The SG-8 Punisher got an increase in its total ammo capacity from 40 to 60, its stagger force was increased, and it got increased damage from 40 to 45 per bullet, making this a very competitive option. By competitive, I'm not talking about meta or anything, but it is capable of keeping up with the better shotguns of the game, of course. The SG-225 SP Breaker Spray and Pray got an increase to its armor penetration, fire rate, and increased pellets from 12 to 16 per shot, but with a reduction to its magazine size of 32 to 26. Now, here's the more controversial one, the railgun. The railgun got a honestly huge nerf, at least in my eyes. The railgun was just overall the best gun in the game, but you know what? I have an opinion on this that I haven't really seen talked about. We'll get that in a second. Let's talk about the nerfs. It decreases armor penetration in safe mode and decreases damage against durable enemy parts. It still penetrates while using it in unsafe mode, but here's where my opinion steps in with this. The railgun wasn't OP because it was the best gun in the game. It simply was better because all the other guns in the game sucked. When it came to armor penetration or fighting things like chargers, literally nothing else made it easier. All the other guns, the anti-material rifle, all the other quote-unquote penetration weapons were way too either bad to use or very complicated to use when it came to those bigger enemies. You could obviously hit the joints in between chargers with things like the auto cannon and deal damage to them. But again, the railgun wasn't so good because it was, considered the best gun in the game. It was so good because it was basically the only option for dealing with one of the most annoying enemy types in the game. What I'm getting at is we need more options outside of this is, hey, use all your orbitals on one enemy that spawns multiple times in a go. Like, it's just, we need more options. That's what it really boils down to. I don't have a problem with the railgun getting changed if it means we have additional options for dealing with these harder enemies that aren't use your orbital that takes a couple minutes to cool down, especially considering that multiple chargers on higher level difficulties spawn consistently. And things like bug breaches are very hard to stop. Once an enemy has even begun the animation to do a bug breach, it's almost impossible to stop them. That's just my 2 cents. We need to have better options for dealing with heavily armored enemies that aren't just, hey, nerf this one gun because it's considered way too good. The other options just weren't up to par in my opinion. Next, we have the flamethrower on the list. This thing got an increase in damage per second by 50%. I've seen clips of this thing on social media and I plan on using it in my upcoming video. It looks like it's just a ton of fun to use, so I can't wait. And finally, the LAS-98 laser cannon got an increase against durable enemy parts, increased armor penetration, and improved ergonomics. So hopefully this thing will be a lot better for, well, armor penetration. I'll do some testing to find out. Next, we've got changes for the stratagems. The shield generator pack got an increase in delay before recharging. Both the orbital 120mm and 380mm HE barrages got an increase to their duration, but a decrease in their spread, making them hopefully a little less likely to kill you and your teammates, because their spread can be a little unpredictable sometimes. I'm not opposed to this change at all. Those are all the major fixes, but next we've got a whole list of changes. I'm just going to post on the screen because there's just way too many to say out loud. One of the more notable changes is the changing in armor rating values, not reducing damage as intended, such as heavy armor not reducing damage as it should, and so forth. There are a plethora of changes. We've got mechs in the games now, and a lot of people are upset about their rail cannon nerfs. Again, I just want to see more balance changes to weapons that kind of bring things in line. I don't believe in metas. I don't think you need a meta or anything for this game. It's meant to have fun, but there are some annoying enemy types that we just don't have enough options kind of against. It makes me think about things like the one and done rocket, for example. If that thing was just a bit stronger, I could justify using it. Otherwise, why would I want to use just a one and done rocket when I have another rocket option, or in the case like the autocannon that can be reloaded? It's probably the most underused piece of equipment in the game, to be honest. Really cool update overall. Can't wait to play it. I'm looking forward to making more content on this game on the channel, and I do apologize for the lack thereof of content on this game on this channel. If you enjoyed this little review video or update discussion video or whatever you want to call it, be sure to leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel for gaming content, and as always, this has been Jay the Gamer. I will see you in the next video. Have a great day. Peace.